Hi everybody, Steve Farmer back again with the final feature game from round 3. This one we're going to look at is between Nick Thompson playing white. Nick's rated 23-12 and he's playing Anant Rajaraman, who's rated 21-27. Okay, Nick starts out with e4. He plays like a man, and so does Anant. Alright. We've had under promotions galore in these last two tournaments, and we've had, well, in this opening, Marshall Gambits. What are we going to get here? Aha, the Marshall Gambit. So if we can trace who the teachers are, we can scold the teachers, the coaches. Alright, very simple, cut and dry. It's another of those mechanical openings. Once you know the mechanics to it, you're fine with white. Take the pawn, defend for a while, and win the game. Alright, not much commentary on this opening, because if you want more detailed discussion on the Marshall Gambit, you can look at the video I did for the 2012 US Amateur. It was Vogel versus Bronya. Yeah, just do a search on YouTube at Stupid Bishop, or you can do search on Chess Videos TV, one of the two. I think I'll also have that posted on my Facebook page. Alright, so typical Marshall play. Queen h3, bishop e3, bishop g4, queen to d3. Ah, we've seen this before, haven't we? Rook a e8, knight to d2, queen h5, and bishop takes d5. This is, again, the crossroads that I was talking about. Queen f1 is the other idea. Right. And now a4. This is the main idea for white. And if you saw the game Vogel versus Bronya, you're going to remember that white got a good game out of that too. Black had attacking chances. He always does. But it requires white to make a misstep in the opening. But if you understand these formulas exactly as Nick is laying them out here, you're not going to have any troubles. At least I don't think you will. Alright, so f5 was played. Bishop f5 was also a possibility that was not played. Queen f1, bishop h3, queen e2, bishop g4. You know, black's trying to get a draw early in the opening. Yeah, if you're 200 points lower rated than your opponent, you may want to go this way. But white can always play f3. It's still a little tough on white, but white's going to come out smelling like a rose in the long run, I think. Alright, in the game f5 was played, and now f4. Key idea in the Marshall. With this move, white just shuts down black's attack. He locks it up tight. Not only does he lock it up tight, it's airtight. You got that little Tupperware burp going on with this one. I mean, yeah, white's got a bad bishop on e3. That bishop's not dead, it's just bad right now. And as we all know, you start out as a bad boy, you end up as a very smart man. Okay, rook to e6 is played. A b5, and now he decides to go rook f e8. But Nick has got this in control here. He just takes on a6. This little pawn should never be underestimated. It has won many games for white. So he decides to lash out with bishop takes f4 here, and he's hoping for maybe getting some complications after g takes f4. No need to do that. a7. Very nice move by Nick. Very nice. He keeps his eye on the ball. Not worried about these trades on e3. Now black decides to throw it all in, trying to attack with bishop takes g3. But he could have seemingly won a piece with bishop takes e3, right? Huh? It's check, right? Well, rook takes e3, rook takes e3, and now what? Well, queen takes e3. And after rook takes e3, we promote. Rook drops back, and then queen takes d5, king h8, c4. Hey, I can get even more queens. I can get 3 more queens. The b pawn, the c pawn, the d pawn, they're all going to be queens. White's up 2 pawns, and he's in no danger. White's winning this. Alright, so that is probably why Anant decided that he should go in for the attack with bishop takes g3. But I think this is a bit of desperation. I think that white's already winning here. H takes g3, f4. This was his big idea, but Nick can defend just fine with bishop to f2. Now, the trump that he was aiming for was rook to h6, but unfortunately for him, rook takes e8, king to f7, and now Nick has gone a long way in just the last year I've seen his games. Plays rook f8, very nice technique. The point is, if king takes, we can promote with check, we're not in any danger of checkmate. So king to e7, now rook to e1 check. Again, if he takes on f8, we promote with check. Bishop e6. Now we take here, so if he takes with the rook, then he's not threatening mate anymore. So king takes, but now we have queen to a6 check, and at this point, black realized that it was over, and he resigned. The ending might go something like this. King to e7, queen to b7. If king takes f8, we can just go here and trade the queens and then pick off this pawn. We're hitting the rook. It's just easy win. So back here, king e6, queen b6, king goes here again, queen to d8, and then we can just force a mate without even having to promote the pawn. It's all over. You know, black only had a few pipe dreams of an attack, but is lacking enough material to pull it through. So, yeah, the Marshall Gambit can seem scary if you are not used to, first of all, defending properly. You know, white's very weak on the light squares, but black doesn't really have a good way to penetrate them. Bishop comes to f3, the knight can always take it. The queen comes to h3, we can always play queen to f1. In the meantime, white seeks to get in counterplay with a4. And if ba4, rook a4, the a6 pawn is a little bit loose. So the rook comes into the game that way as well. So I would not fear the Marshall Gambit. Alright folks, that's it. A rather short video. I'm sure you're all thanking me for that. Not too many variations to look at because, like I said, if you want to see a more detailed explanation of the Marshall Gambit, you can check out Dennis Montecristis' videos on Just Videos TV, or you can see the game of Vogel versus Bronya. And that had a lot of explanation on the Marshall. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this game. Nick played a very nice game. I hope Nick's going to be playing for the Scorpions again this year. I'd like to see that. I was a bit hesitant about it last year, but he's a good guy, and he's a good player. I'd like to see him on the team again. Although his rating may be a little higher than they want to have on there right now. Yeah, 23-12 is, it might be within the realm. Yeah, because Arizona's top players are not that high rated either, so they can probably get away with having Nick on board 3 or 4. Alright folks, that's it for now. I will be bringing round 4 games probably next week, so I hope you stay tuned for those. Until next time, good luck.